Welcome back to BLK Girl Interrupted podcast. I am your host, Whisper Washington, and today we have a very special guest, my big brother, Sean Washington.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, so my brother's in town. Y'all know I'm in LA. He's here visiting. Me and my brother have very interesting conversations, so I decided to bring him on the podcast, let you guys hear, some of our convo. But yeah, Sean's my older brother, like 4 years.
Yeah.
He lives in Maryland, single, out here doing his thing. But anyway, so I'm going to just start with a quick, icebreaker question.
Okay.
All right. Zombie apocalypse hits.
What?
Okay.
How's that the...
Wait.
Okay.
Zombie apocalypse hits. Okay.
Right.
I get bit.
Okay.
A, you got to put me in the basement, let me stay there forever. B, you got to shoot me in the head and then go on and try to survive without me. I'm your baby sister.
So where did you get bit? If it's like the leg, I might try to like chop, like, you know what I mean?
You gonna saw off my leg?
Like I might try to like stop it, like right at the leg.
How you gonna?
And you just gonna hop around? You're not a zombie no more.
I'm not.
That
it's
might
zombie
help.
apocalypse. How you gonna have me hopping around with the one leg? Okay, I'm bit on the neck.
No.
I'm bit on the neck.
That's tough. You just gotta take two to the head.
Oh my God.
Get it
I'm
over
your
with.
baby sister from grasshoppers, bro.
Right.
From the playground.
Once you turn into Thriller, like I gotta.
You gotta. So I'm saying no. So this is what I'm saying. Let me be clear. You gotta take me in the field, shoot me in the face. I'm looking at you with the eyes.
Okay.
Or you can put me in the basement. You can come visit me from time to time. Hopefully I don't get loose.
Hopefully. And then I get bit and you don't even recognize me. Like, no, I'm your brother. And we both zombies looking stupid.
I can't.
That's a big burden.
Yeah, Brandon. I asked Brandon the same question. He said he would shoot me as well. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand. Like, I would put you in the basement. I would be like, I'm gonna come visit you. Or if I did shoot
just
you,
to reminisce. Like,
yeah, just to be like, I
sorry.
remember when you wasn't a zombie. So you're single.
Yeah.
How's the single dating life in Maryland? I haven't lived there for almost 7 years, so
it's trash. It's not right. It's not really different anywhere else. Like maybe in Des Moines, it's just popping out here. Like it's a utopia there. But major cities like the DC surrounding area, New York, LA, I think everybody's experiencing the same. You know what I call it? Relationship ADD.
Ooh,
like that device in your hand. I mean, when women, I don't even want to see. I don't even want to know. Like, if you're a guy, I've tried Tinder, or some other dating apps. You get a couple hits every now and then, but when you see like women post like, "Oh yeah, I got 1,000 guys," that 1,000. When you have an abundance of options like that, it's like. Yet still complain. Where are the good men?
Where are the good men? This is the thing.
No, I don't want to hear.
You could have 1,000 men hitting you up, but they could all be trash. That could very much be
quality
true.
Versus quantity.
Quality versus quantity. I have a friend who he's in like data analysis, and he was saying that in the world there's 14 women to every one man. So I feel like y'all have the upper hand because you have more options than we do. You get what I'm saying?
Essentially. Like, especially if you're on a college campus, it's typically 14-1.
Yeah, 14-1.
That's a whole nother that's a whole nother beast.
Whole nother beast out here is the hoochies. My mother always is like, oh, go hang out with your brother, go do things. My brother don't want me there, okay? He wanna mingle with the hoochies, okay? My mom is like, why haven't you found some sweet Christian girl that's sitting in the back of the church? It's like, he don't want that, okay?
But to be fair, I need to bring her to the church to open her eyes because she's thinking 1986 when I was in the church.
Okay, yeah.
Not
when she was
2021.
Yeah.
When Megan Thee Stallion is in the front row. And it ain't the same.
Our parents met in church, and so they just have my mom be doing the same thing to me. She's like, you know what you need to do to find a man? Go to church. Okay, that's what it is. You ain't in that church house. I'll be like, it's nothing in there either. Like she just think I'm gonna magically walk in and some man gonna walk up to me and be like, let's get married.
Yeah. But they think their story
is everybody's story.
Everybody can, that's literally the lotto.
Yeah, the lotto. Our parents met at church. My dad did not. He lived way on the other side of town and randomly ended up at this church. They dated for like 2 months and
3 months.
2-3 months. Got engaged and have been married for 36 years. They barely knew each other when they got married. Yeah. That's the lottery. You know what I mean? And our mom is like ride or die on like 1,000. But that's not everybody.
Ride or die ain't the word. The
ride or die ain't
that
the word.
Have happened.
Yeah.
And she just didn't flinch.
Didn't even flinch.
It's tough. It's tough to find.
It is. It's for sure. For sure enough is. So yeah, I have a few relationship questions and, things that we're going to talk about. So our first topic is, do men get unconditional love?
Unconditional. Short answer is no. But my first initial question is, why?
Why what?
Why would a man get unconditional love?
Okay.
Versus a woman, because as a woman, there's certain things where. So the question was unconditional love.
Unconditional love, because people always say like, "Oh, I'm married to him. I love him unconditionally." But is that really true? I personally feel like women today don't get unconditional love. I feel like there's a lot of conditions. But I also feel that like men too, I feel like definitely forever men do not get unconditional love because of the fact that y'all looked at as providers, protectors. And it's like, if you're not doing one of those, a woman will be like, peace. You know what I mean?
But when you mention unconditional, that's family. That's my flesh and blood.
Yeah.
That's a father and a son, mother and a daughter. That's unconditional. We're talking about some, like I just said, relationship ADD these days.
Yeah.
People can come and go. So unconditional, that's like, it's very conditional.
Like I look at our parents, that's unconditional love because they literally have weathered the storm, lost jobs, lost money, and been through illnesses together, and neither one of them has been shook. Their love has remained steady. You know what I mean? They haven't even been like thought about, I'm about to leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like that is unconditional love. But I feel like maybe, let's say if dad could have dated someone else, or been with somebody else. If he said, I don't have a job, you know what I mean? That woman could have been like, well, I'm leaving you, because men are looked at as providers.
Well, there's two different. There's an existence for a man and a woman, and as far as women, you're born with your value. It's innate. Like you start off with value as a woman as far as beauty.
Yeah.
Men understand what's known as the burden of performance. If you want value in this world, society tells you from 5 years old, you're going to have to work for it, or you're worthless. How attractive you are aside, if you want this result, you got to do A, B, C.
Yeah.
So with women, it's like, I don't know, that value is different for a woman, so it can't really be unconditional.
So, side note, my brother has a degree in psychology, and so he's taking a lot of sociology classes. He think he's smarter than me.
This is
he
just
think
life.
He's smarter than me. But no, I feel you on that. I don't think unconditional love. I think it just goes to children only. I really do, and dogs. But I feel like our partners, that's very rare to find someone who will love you unconditionally. Even with certain relationships, it's like you build up to the unconditional love. You get what I'm saying? Like, well, you've done all these things for me all these years. Now, 10 years later, you lose your job. I'm not going to leave you because you did all these things for me in the past. So it's like, is it technically unconditional? You get what I'm saying?
You've proven that.
You've proven yourself. I shouldn't go anywhere because you've proven yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Sean was having a great conversation the other day about how women mix up how their dads treat them compared to how they want their man to treat them.
Right.
Yeah. And so I was saying that, like, your father will never you shouldn't compare how your dad treats you to how you want a man to treat you. Your dad is always he should always treat you like a princess and put you on a pedestal because you're his flesh and blood. Compared to like a man, you know what I mean? Like, that you're not his child. Like, he's not going to treat you like, he doesn't have that same connection. Like, your dad has
that's unconditional.
That's right. Unconditional. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you the world because you're my flesh and blood. And it's like, I'm kind of required to. Whereas a man, you're like, oh, well, my dad would do this for me. That doesn't make sense. Like, you can't look at a man and say he should do all the things that my dad has done for me. It doesn't make sense. You get what I'm saying?
Not dating from week one. You can't have that expectation. But the thing is, again, the burden of performance. If you want to be taken care of like a princess, why?
Why? Yeah.
What happens over here to make this happen? Not just because you exist or you have a pretty smile. It's like, what separates you from the next woman? Why should he?
Women have to understand, you are supposed to look to your dad as, you look to your dad to see how he treats women, how he treats your mother, how he treats whoever he's married to. That is your bar as far as how you should be treated as a man, but as a woman. But as far as how he treats you, you can't compare the two with dating. And I think it's sick to me to even do that, because your dad is literally required and like it's in his, body to take care of you. Whereas a man, that's not his job. You know what I mean?
Unless you're married, but
still, it's a little different.
Again, you have to backtrack. How do you even get to that point?
Yeah, how do you even get there? You know what I mean? Like, women, you like, we just have to understand. Like, I don't really let men do too much, because until I know he doesn't expect anything in return, like, which everybody does. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, here I have a question for you. What's the most you spent on a date?
On a date?
On a first date. I'll say a first date.
Man, I'll never do that again. Trying to impress
some hoochie.
Oh no, it was like downtown DC. Real, it was like lobster steak, all this stuff. It was like, it had to be close to 200.
Ooh.
But there's actually a site where you can look it up, the averages. LA is like around 200.
200.
But each state is different. But I've seen what other people spend on average, and it's frustrating.
My brother. Why would you spend $200?
But
Kyle, our engineer, how much have you spent on a date before? What's the most?
50.
Kyle's cheap. You. I'm just joking.
No.
First date?
On the first date, $50.
That sounds reasonable, but
$50. Because you can throw some free stuff in there. Take her to the park, walk around, do the little duck thing where you sit on the ducks. You can throw some free stuff in there.
But in this day and age, when everything is motivated by money, and like I said, Tinder. All right, she's got 1,000 guys in front of you waiting in line,
and you got to stick out.
You're trying to impress her and stick out, but you let that go at like 21. I can't do that no more.
I had a dude send me Cash App before our date. He stuck out.
See, that'll definitely get you. So it's like,
well, Mister.
That gets the attention. Which is why I understand there's always like, why does this girl always got a Cash App in her bio? Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Okay,
somebody send you some free money.
Okay,
I can't be the one. No,
listen,
I want to.
We recently were one of our last episodes talking about Lorraine SD. You know Lorraine SD, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, who doesn't?
Lorraine SD is getting married. Okay, he's way older. She got a huge rock. I'm sick. Okay, what do you think about women like Lorraine SD getting married? Do you think like women do you feel that women should continue, like women should just do what they want to do and like some man will find them, or you know what I mean?
Okay, you gotta kind of break this into pieces. By definition, is she a wife? By definition, I'm not talking about how she looks, any of that. Is she a wife?
Okay.
We just saw like her recent Instagram post and she's got
Whole
her
booty
whole
cheeks
butt out.
Whole
So
butt out.
what is the difference between
When did you look at that, Sean?
and
how long?
On the low. But what is the difference between her and Kim and Kanye?
Yeah.
Men are very visual, so it's easy that women understand that this is why it's so much simping going on. Like in the past year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's been this influx of like OnlyFans women and all of that. So it's like, but the problem with that is women seeing her and thinking, okay, I have to be her now.
Yeah,
I have to get a BBL. I have to do this because this is the formula. But I don't blame her. She's going to, hey, that's the game. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But I blame him because it's like some of the older guys like that have money, when they see younger women, it's like it's easy for them to go, oh man, I'm 40, 50, she's 25, got this, you know what? Yeah, I gotta lock this down, but that ain't the way.
My thing is, I feel like women like Lorraine, women like Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, it takes a very specific type of man to date her. Like, he can't be, like, he has to be 110% secure with himself. Because men are looking at your woman and doing other things with her picture. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Nicki Minaj still posts super provocative photos, even though she's married and a mom and stuff like that. So that takes a very different type of dude.
A very specific simp is what you mean. That's what.
So let me say this. My brother is now the anti-simp.
Okay, I am.
He has a origin story. You feel me? Like, he once was a simp.
Hey, cut it out.
Cut it out. Like, Sean had was she your girlfriend?
Yeah. I mean, come on now. I wouldn't go that far.
She was your girlfriend, and he like took care of her kids, and it was a whole thing. Like, the baby was at our house. And we was like, well, whose baby is this? Why you got this girl's baby, not your baby, taking care of somebody else's baby? And this was a fresh out the coochie baby. He was like,
he was about
1,
somewhere around 2.
So the baby daddy was probably near in the picture, correct?
Yeah, he was around, but you know, he was just like dropping off, picking up, you know.
Dropping off.
But that's the thing. You never know.
You never know. Sean does not date women with children because he's had bad.
I can't. It's just
you get attached to the kid and all this stuff.
You get attached, but my only issue is this is the difference in our personal life, family versus today, the things that happen with women with children.
Yeah.
In the 80s, 70s, whatever, there was a code that single mothers followed. Look, if I'm raising this kid and stepping up and being a man, this is my kid.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Women today, it's like, okay, you want me to come out of pocket, but when I got to put my foot down or discipline this child or impart some type of wisdom and say, look, I need you to do this and not this, and explain myself, that's when you step in and it's like, no, this is my kid.
Yeah.
Okay, when he need braces, you call my phone.
Okay,
but no.
yeah.
So that's just not right.
Yeah, Sean, he's had some heartbreaks, and I always crack up. I'm like, the origin story, the arc of his character is great. He was almost late to graduation because of a girl, high school graduation because of a girl with a big forehead at that. Like, bro, when I tell you her forehead looked like a weapon, like every time I would see her, I would want to be like, bitch, like. Like she just had this huge forehead. But when I tell you he was in love with this girl,
I was.
Could have went to Grambling in New Orleans, but was like, no, I'm not gonna go away from college. I'm gonna stay here and be with my boo.
Shout out to Morgan State. That's where I needed to be.
Shout out to Morgan State.
Do not let any woman change your course. In life.
Yes.
Do what's right for you.
Do what's right for you. Don't let anybody change your course, because I too have been that person where I was like, no, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to be away from my person or whatever. It's just like, unless you're married or you're like years in, then that's a different story. But like, we was doing that young. You know what I mean?
And sometimes that age is where you kind of just transitioning. It's tricky because you're vulnerable.
You're vulnerable. You're mentally like you're just stupid. You're like automatically a simp when you come out of like, before you turn like 25, I feel like you just be on simp mode. You know what I mean? You just do stupid stuff because you want to be in a relationship.
And I think, so the average age, I can't speak on like all races. It might be African American, but the average age, I believe, for children is 23.
Like to have children?
To have everybody,
wow.
like the median, right? So it's funny you said that, because I feel like around 25 is where you kind of turn in the corner. Some things are happening financially, mentally. So it's like, if you make a lifelong permanent decision before then, it's like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? So
let me tell y'all, it be red flags, okay? It be red flags. And y'all be taking the red flags and turning it into freaking a scarf. You see them red flags, you still want to be lit and turned up, and you're like, oh, you know, y'all just swatting the red flags out the way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no tea, no shade. But the girl that Sean was hanging with, she had the baby. The red flags were pouring from the ceiling.
No, they were there. But I was at that age where it's like, I think people really do that. Like, this is my thing. If you're 25 years old and older, and you're still doing this, well, I can change him.
Oh, no.
I can change her. Or as far as psychology is concerned, mentally, it's just behavior. Like, you are who you are.
Yeah.
If you're dating a sociopath, he's been a sociopath since he was like 17 and he's 35. So it's like, that's who you are. It's cemented in.
I always say people can hide who they are, but not like they're gonna slip. You know what I mean? Like, they can't hide it forever. And so
it doesn't take that long.
It doesn't. It's like little things. Like every now and then, like some, you know, everybody's different. You know what I mean? Like, you know, abuse or whatever. Like some people like hide it, but I get so annoyed when I see women are like married and they have children with people. And I'm like, you're telling me, looking back, there was no red flags. Or did you think you could change that man? Did you think like you could fix something about him? You know what I mean?
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot.
But that's more in
women's nature. We have a sociopath in our family. Oh. It's a woman in the...
Man, there needs to be a documentary.
Okay. A doctor needs to study this woman.
A Lifetime movie needs to be done.
Let me tell you, when she had this dude around, right? We was all like blinking at him like, run.
I wish I could have told him the truth. I wish. It would have saved him a lot of heartache.
It would have saved him.
And this is the thing. He signed on the dotted line.
But when I tell you, we was all looking at him like the red flags are pouring, bruh. And he did it anyway. But we was all, I know I blinked twice at him like, do you need help, my brother? My brother, you don't know what you getting yourself into. And I think they was together maybe like 3-4 years. And now now he's happy, he's married, got a baby and everything. But it's crazy. Like, we was all just like, oh, my brother. Would you would you date a Caucasian woman?
We're gonna get into this.
We're gonna get into it. Listen, I know I would not date a Caucasian man because our family is they have no filter, and like they would be talking about him.
No, tell the truth. Tell the truth. For you, it will be like, oh, okay, whisper.
He must have money. They will be like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
If it's me pulling up to the cookout, I will be stoned, tarred, and feathered.
Because first of all, our family is predominantly women, black women, so they would be like, oh, okay, Sean.
Somebody is pulling my coat.
Oh yeah, somebody. They gonna be talking about you. They gonna be like, you see, Sean got this cracker up here. Be like, oh my god.
It wouldn't be. Nah, I don't know, but
yeah, our family has no filter. They would make her feel semi-comfortable, but then as soon as she left the room,
leave the room and go get you a plate. Let's talk about this, bitch.
Okay,
let's talk.
Did you see her? Oh, she ain't want to eat my potato salad. Oh, honky. Like,
nah. But I feel like it's all about the vibe. Black, white, or otherwise, right? You could be African American and it's just not there. But I feel like your effort to get to know me, who I am, in and out culturally or otherwise, I don't know. Is she that devoted to it's too many variables. Like, I just don't think, it will work. You never know. But I don't know. To
Dr.
be honest,
I was about to enter the chat.
No, to be honest, the snow bunny crisis.
The snow bunny crisis.
But to me, I always feel like, and this is honest truth, I always feel like this innate fear, like the first argument, I will be like, I gotta get out this window. Like, the police are coming.
Yes.
Something's going to happen to me.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like, you gonna be like, oh, you know what? I can't sit here and talk to you, and she gonna cry, and you gonna be like, what the fuck? She gonna be like, you raped me.
The tears would start, and it's
no.
I can't explain this away now.
There was recently, did you see the TikTok where it was a Tinder date gone wrong? And I think the man brought his girlfriend or his Tinder date home, and his black roommate was there, and she flipped. And she literally was outside talking about some like the little meme, help, police, help, police. Like, it went on for like 40 minutes. Like, she was just screaming for bloody murder because of this black man that was there in his own home. The white women tears can get people murked out here.
In America, black men are like the ultimate scapegoat / boogeyman. Yeah. Like, you gotta be careful. Yeah. Like, and now that you say that, there actually was a case in high school. I don't know if you remember this recently. Yeah. There wasn't a body cam footage. There was a white girl, and it was a black kid at this high school dating his daughter, and I believe the father was a cop.
I did hear this, yeah.
All we know is he goes into the room to address this kid who's been dating his daughter, and he ends up dead.
Yeah. So, I did see that.
You know,
it's scary, bro. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I listen, if I pop up with a white dude, you know I held out for you Negroes. I held out as long as I could for you Negroes. And I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I just had to do what I had to do, you know? Like, don't look at me. I don't want to hear, when I post him, I don't want y'all in my comments like,
they're going to be there.
Wow, my sister, my natural black queen. Like, I don't want to hear none of that, okay? I held out for you Negroes. And y'all didn't come through. Me and you both grew up in the church. Since we was little, like very, very young. You know, done had some experiences in the church.
Also, private school, Laurel Baptist Academy.
Sean went Sean went to a Christian elementary school where they used to spank him.
Listen. This is why I have some type of issue with religion to a certain extent. When I say spank, I don't mean with a hand. They had paddles this big. So
like a Catholic school or something.
Yeah, no, that's what it was.
This. And then the issue was they was off on their own thing of like teaching. They wasn't even teaching the real curriculum. They was teaching some totally different stuff. And our parents was paying for that. My older brother went too. Our parents is paying for that. And then come to find out when they finally left, they was not up to speed because they was pretty much teaching you like freaking
their own thing.
Just, me and Sean,
it was a cult, man.
Our parents, bro, they was like, listen, we gonna raise these kids up in the Lord, okay?
Yeah.
We went to there's a school right across the street from our parents' house. It was a cult, low key. Like every night Sean got kicked out, but like every night we would have to go to this little school and they would give you a Bible verse and you had to learn the Bible verse. I remember I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And they was like, well, what's your Bible verse for today? They would not let me pee until I was
get up until the Bible verse is memorized.
I was like, 1 Corinthians, we shall not. I was like, I couldn't remember. And I was like 10, bro.
Right.
And they would not let me go to the bathroom. I had to hold it because I couldn't remember my Bible verse.
And what's crazy is that was completely separate, this private school and what you're talking about.
Yeah, two different, totally different
But it was
things.
the same principle. I couldn't get up and go to the bathroom until I finished today's Bible verse, whatever it was.
Crazy
same type
bro.
of thing.
Crazy times. We, the church, like, we went to the church. Our parents are very, they Christian. They're non-denominational. They're not a judgy group. They're not, like, our uncle was a drag queen. Like, my parents are not the type to be like, ain't no gays. Like, we didn't even grow up like that. We grew up in a very accepting household. But, man, we was in the church. We used to go to church so much. I'd be like, God, Jesus don't need us here this much, okay?
It's a lot.
It was a lot. You know what I mean? Then our dad wanted to be the choir director.
I actually said one time, like, can you just start your own church already?
Yeah, they really should have. Let me tell you, my mama, don't get her started. As soon as she started to talk about her testimony, she'd be like,
the Holy Ghost was in the building.
She started catching the Holy Spirit. She'd be like, you don't even know. Because our mom will be like she was just talking to you about, she was like, I could have been out. I was out in them streets.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Life could have been different. Okay.
You just don't know.
You just don't know. I remember being like 13 and we was talking about these girls that got caught at school smoking weed. And I was like, yeah, they said they put cocaine in their weed. And my mom was like, yeah, everybody does that. I was like, mother.
No, everybody does not. Like, what?
You're the youth pastor at our church.
She's like, these are rookie moves. Yeah, like, what are you doing?
Little cocaine, whatever.
Little coke ain't never hurt nobody.
Little cocaine ain't never hurt nobody. Okay? Oh, man. Yeah, the church. Like, I don't think I would go to the extreme that our parents went to. Like, we was always at church. We was always in some type of group, schooling, whatever. I would take my kids to church, but I don't think I would go as far as what they was on.
Was it overkill? Like, I see,
slightly.
But you know what? I get it. Looking at the world today, looking at and this was before like social media, what it is
still
now.
Crazy.
I can only imagine like trying to avert or just avoid certain things. Like, I get the motivation.
I get the
it might have been a little bit overboard,
a little
but
tipped up a little
when
bit.
you get older, you understand it.
Because I was telling him how I had a Where's Waldo book, but it was a biblical one. And it was like, it would have like the Last Supper, find Waldo. Oh, he's there next to Jesus. Like, what like, why I can't just get a regular Where's Waldo? Everything got to have everything. That was my saying growing up. I was like, why does everything have to have Jesus in it? Why?
It was always a like Jesus coloring book within arm's reach.
Exactly. I would be like, man, I didn't.
The videotapes.
The videotapes. Oh, the the little food. What is it? The little fruits.
The fruit?
No, they were like fruits or something, or like food. And they were like Jesus things. Also,
like animal crackers, like in the shape of Jesus?
No, it was, we probably had those too. But it was, I forget what it's called. It'll come to me. But
that just reminded me of that. Remember that cartoon? It wasn't really a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, please type in YouTube McGee and Me. Do you remember that?
McGee and Me, no.
It was like before VeggieTales.
That's what I was thinking of, VeggieTales.
Yeah, along that line, but it was like, if we watched something on TV, it had to be Christian based. So it was like,
I got in trouble for sneaking watching Living Single. I got in trouble for that. My dad was like, "Don't you be watching sex." I was like,
because
what?
that was like Sex in the City before it came out. So
yeah. And then I would be like, "Dang, I didn't do good on a test," and my mom would be like, "Did you pray?" I'm like, "No," and she'd be like, "Well, there you go.
See?
That's why you didn't pass it.
God
you got to pray." And then the worst part is like you be sleeping, and all of a sudden, my mother would be like, "In the name of Jesus," she would be praying. "Ma'am, I'm in a coma right now. Why are you?" And she'd be like, "I just had a dream. I woke up and I had a dream, and Jesus told me to
I would like to talk to the elders.
Okay.
I would like to talk to a different generation of Black women. I don't know what it is with dreams, but like,
don't dream of no fishes. That means the baby is on the way.
I don't know if this generation, like if you're 25 and up, like I don't know if like that must have died off. Like,
do people in our generation have dream of fishes or
the
dream
dreaming
at all?
of fishes and all that, like that goes back to like slavery. But,
okay, or they dream of like just dreams in general. Like my mom would be like, "I had a dream something was gonna happen. Jesus is trying to tell me something." I've never heard somebody 25 saying that.
No lies. One time I was a teenager. She said, "I had a bad dream. I was supposed to go to like the zoo. It was a mass shooting at the zoo. Like I didn't go, and I had to hear it for like a month because she was like,
see, Jesus was looking out for you.
You don't listen to. I got paranormal activity.
It was in my shanana. It was up in my shanana. I'd be like, oh my gosh, yeah. Our mom would also like. We'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to Mexico," and then she'll send you a freaking story, a freaking story that says 20 people was murdered in Mexico. She'd be like, "You gonna go? You still gonna go here?" Like, girl, what does that have to do with?
You know I had a dream.
You know I had a dream, right? I'd be like, Lord have the dreams. Jesus will snitch on you, is what I have learned. He'll tell on you. Like, I'll literally get fussed out because she had a dream. I'm like, yo, I didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? Okay. Final dating question. I want your opinion on. Do you believe that women's accolades matter? So college, she making $80,000, she got her own house.
Okay.
Do you as a man think that even matters to men?
I would say no. It's nice. It's the cherry on top, but okay, so there's like 9 different levels and variables to this. But when women think like that, it's like, all right, who really approaches the world or dating like that? Men.
Yeah.
So men think, all right, I got it all together. I got this, I got a couple stocks or got my education. So you're approaching life like a man. It's like,
I can see that.
But that's the thing. Black women have always been educated.
Yes.
So it's like now it really doesn't matter. But it's like, okay, this is why I say it doesn't matter. Because ultimately, let's say you make $80,000. All right, what are you using that $80,000 for in reference to our relationship?
Yeah.
You taking me to the Bahamas?
Okay,
no,
I get that.
You're not doing that.
Yeah.
You're not, were you paying my bills? No, you're not doing that.
Yeah, okay.
So don't bring it up if it means nothing as far as, who he is in the relationship or an outcome. Like we all know. I don't care whether she works at CVS or Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
Her money is her money. Your money is our money. She's trying to save that. I mean, what is dating really? Saturday night, we're going to go out, kick it. We place so much emphasis like, oh, we have to figure this out. And there's so many, you know, it's a topic, a serious debate topic on social media. But it's like, what are we really doing?
Yeah.
Unless we're doing major things like moving in.
Yeah.
We talking mortgage or car payments. It's like, I'm going to hang out with you a bit. We're going to eat some food. Go watch some Netflix.
And go watch some Netflix. And
So-
you know, do a little whoop the whoop.
And that's it. Until you get to a point where you've been in a year or so and you say, all right,
Yeah.
would you like to move in? Or am I moving in with you?
Not
What we
would you-
doing?
Not a year. Would you like to move in? Where's the ring? It's time to rule Brandon-ish on the show.
But you gotta put this is the thing. There has to be some skin in the game.
Okay.
You can't just off the jump, hey, where's the ring at? It's like,
listen, when you hit 30, you be like 6 months in. So and when's the ring coming?
Yeah, that changes.
Okay. And the thing about it is I've heard other men say this, and it's so frustrating because Black women especially are some of the most highly educated women. And it's like, I feel like it's also coming out of necessity because a lot of women are like, I'm not going to wait around for a man who makes $100,000. I'm going to go make that money. I'm an independent woman and I'm going to do my thing. But I have heard other men say that a woman's accolades means nothing unless he's like, I want to be president one day, or like Ivy League men. They're the type to be like, oh, she went to an Ivy League school, or oh, she's a doctor, because it completes a picture for them. But for the average man, I have heard that, oh, she's a doctor. That's not something that they're like running to their boys like, hey, nigga, I bagged a doctor. Like, that's not something that they're.
But if they do trip over your accomplishments, red flag. Here's why. Because if it's that important to you as a man, it's like, well, you plan on like mooching off of her or something.
Yeah.
But to, you know, the average guy, I don't care if you work at Amazon. He gonna poke his chest out, stand on his own too. I'm still a man. I don't care how much. This is the thing. If she makes, let's say, I swear to God, I woke up and $100,000 was just the number.
The number for some
that
reason.
Women say in relationships. But let's say she makes $100,000. Every guy still has his wants and needs. So is she feminine? Is she fit? Does she listen? Most of the things that men want, like they're pretty much we're easy. You know what I mean? We are not complicated.
Not
it's
complicated creatures. I feel you.
The things that we care about typically are intangible. Yes, there's an external, but by default, who we are, we typically will look at a woman externally and say, okay, I'm attracted to her.
Yeah.
It might get me to approach, but what's on the inside is going to make me stay and specifically not cheat. So the degree and how much money you're making is not going to stop me from cheating.
Ooh.
It's you, who you are as a person. The money, the dollar amount means nothing to me.
That's true. That's very true. Well. That looks like that is our time. You know, gave some great advice right there at the end. You know what I mean? Call your doctor, not Dr. Umar, Dr. Washington. My brother. So great to have my older brother here. Make sure to like and subscribe to Black Girl Interrupted podcast. New episodes drop every Monday, 10 a.m. We're on the West Coast. You can find me, Whisper Comedy, on TikTok and Instagram. Tell them where they can find you.
Psych, PSYCH, Psych 86 on Instagram.
Okay, he do be dropping knowledge on there as well. And we'll see you next time.